afternoon. Good afternoon. Uh, so yeah, I am going to see if this works. Let's see if this works. So I am trying this program for the very first time. So please bear with me. As long as it records to somewhere, and it doesn't look like it's working. So let me see. But while I'm trying to troubleshoot that, um, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about. Let's see. Oops, for a minute now. Um, let's see about we'll call it stolen positions. Sometime back, okay. So it worked on YouTube. So we're live on YouTube. Um, all right, and I guess I was trying to, okay, got it. Let me check Facebook. For whatever reason, I don't see it live on Facebook, but that's okay. But that's okay. So a few months ago, I made a post and I made a post and I mentioned that, or I had to I'm sorry, one second. See, sign, doo-doo-doo. Okay. Um, I had the question up there, excuse me, about um what connections that you could see between Esther and Vashti, Queen Vashti, right? So during this little lunch break study, I wanted to read bits of bits of their stories to give my answer, what I saw as the connectors. But let us pray first. Abba Yah, thank you for this opportunity, for giving us the technology, giving us the knowledge to be able to fellowship, to be able to study your word, read your word, and to digest your word. Abba Yah, I pray that every single sister or even brother that comes across this reading, this teaching, I pray that every single person that it encounters or that encounters the video, that they will be touched, they will be blessed, that their healing will be expanded in Yeshua's name. Amen. Okay, so the first one, now again, I'm using new technology, so bear with me. All right. The first one, let me make sure to expand. Okay, the first one, just for those who do not have their, physical Bibles with you, I wanted to put this up on the screen. Queen Vashti's refusal. So you can find this in, where did I get that from? This is in Esther chapter 1. Esther chapter 1. And basically, hold on, let me share that. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Thought you could share it. Okay. I'm gonna do okay. Um, and I can't remember if I said so. So apologies. The connection between Queen Vashti and Moses's mom were that they had positions, stolen positions. And what I mean by that is it was because of the rules of others, their positions were stolen. Let me say that again. Because of the rules made by others, their positions were stolen. Just as a little review before we dive into read, it was that um okay, bring it back, God, bring it back. The rules for Moses's time they were not allowed to um the Hebrew babies, or the whole, because I don't want to say the wrong words and then for censorship purposes, but Moses' mom had to let him go down the river to hide him being a Hebrew boy. The king at the time Pharaoh did not want the Hebrew boys to live, to survive, right? Her position as mother, to be able to have her child with her in her own household, that was stolen from her. So again, the powers that be are making these rules to be able to say your position, your identity. Might as well say identity, because again, and I didn't say this in the beginning, Eden Moment Ministries is based on Genesis 2:25. They were naked and unashamed. And everything that I talk about, everything that I share, I want it to be something that speaks to that part of a person, that we can be naked. And I truly believe that only being naked is where we're living in our true identity. Okay. So just to, piece all of this together. So because Moses' mom couldn't be the natural mother in a natural sense that we understand it, it's like someone else was given her position. Then we have where, hold on, excuse me. Then we have where trying to multitask. Y'all just bear with me. Just bear with me. How do I? Okay, we'll just do it this way. We'll do it this way, and we'll, just hopefully it'll save. Okay, so then when it comes to the story of Vashti, it's like her position was stolen. She was queen, and then the powers that be are the ones that came and made this rule, and now there is apparently, okay, well, you can't be queen anymore because of who you are, who she was in that moment. She wanted to um use her no. She wanted to use the power of her no. And then now here it is, she's in trouble. Her position is taken from her. Okay. So again, just to kind of lay the foundation of what I'm talking about today, is the whole concept of identity and position. How sometimes rules, unfair rules and laws and regulations will disrupt identity, will disrupt purpose. Okay. Um, and I'm wanting to talk about this because, again, with Eden Moment Ministry, just trying to be a voice of testimony, a voice of transparency, to be able to speak to other sisters, other women that are in a place where it's like, I don't know who I am. I'm trying to be who I'm supposed to be, because of lies and rules of others. It's like it disrupts our position, it disrupts our identity. Okay. Now, I just laid that out as plain as I could be. So if that's all you get today, hey, I've done my job. Okay. So on the screen, well, on the restream screen, I'm gonna go back full screen now, where we can read together Queen Vashti's refusal. And again, this is Esther chapter 1. What? Esther. Okay. What is it? Here. Okay. Right there. Okay. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Now on the screen here, I'm starting at verse 10. So basically it's been this party that the king has put on. He's showing out. He like, look at all of this. This is me. Just showing out, right? And now he's wanting Vashti to come and not to be like, oh, I'm so proud. This is my wife. It honestly, the words that I will put to that, like pimping her out, pimping her beauty out. He wanted to show her off. You know what I'm saying? Not her mind, not her gifts, her talents. He wanted to show her off. He was, what's it called? It's like when you put value on a person, like but not in a good way. Anyways, let me read. Starting at verse 10. On the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Neheman, Bista, Harbana, Bigtha. You can read it. All them people, right? Even or seven eunuchs who served the presence of the king, Ahasuerus, to bring Queen Vashti before the king, wearing her royal crown. Now it's weird because wearing is italicized, but okay. In order to show her beauty to the people and the officials, for she was beautiful to behold. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command, brought by his eunuchs. Therefore, the king was furious and his anger burned within him. Now, just for time's sake, again, go back and read this for yourself. I don't care what I say. Go back and always read for yourself so you can digest it for yourself. I can't eat for you, you can't eat for me. So, same with digesting the word. You got to do it for yourself. Go back and read Esther chapter 1. I just read verses 10 through 12. But the main part of this story that I wanted to get to was after that happened, because she refused, so going into 13, when the king said to the wise men who understood the times. Now, again, remember I said there are people who make rules. They may be written, they may be in law, right? In different places. That doesn't always necessarily mean that's right. But, excuse me, in the text it says who understood the times. So during that time, they knew, oh, something's wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong, right? And in parentheses, it says, for this was the king's manner toward all who knew law and justice. Those closest to him being Karshina and all those names. Again, go back and read. The seven princes of Persia and Media, who had access to the king's presence and who ranked the highest of the kingdom. What shall we do to Queen Vashti? First of all, this is not your household. Why are you questioning what my husband should do with me? That right there is just off, right? So again, we're speaking to who we are, the positions we have, the identity that we have, right? And here it is, people are coming. Why are we allowing people to make rules about who we are? Let me go back, minimize that so y'all can see my seriousness, right? On the other platform. Why are we allowing people to tell us who we are, what we're supposed to do, what our position is, right? Side note, if you're interested in conversations like this, if you're interested in digging deeper, if you're interested in revelation or revelatory journaling, check out the link in my bio, right? Find it somewhere. It's on all platforms. The link in my bio. I have a free journal that can walk you through your identity. It's God-given, holy. I don't care what nobody say. Download it. It's free. For anyone who is interested in something more put together and all glossy, try Amazon. I have a journal on there as well that's linked to my autopoetryography about my testimony, where I took those poems and my narrative and my testimony and I turned it into a journal of questions about relationships, about how you see yourself. Just a side note, okay? Because these conversations are important when it comes down to what is your position? How are you allowing the voices, the rules, and the laws of other people? How are you allowing that to create and form your identity? So again, it's like Queen Vashti, she bossed up. She was like, no. And it wasn't like a nagging wife or disobedient wife and she's not being submissive. She was saying no, because it's like this man was drunk. And you know, when they say people are drinking you out of your mind, like sometimes where it's like you're not thinking straight, you're doing all kinds of reckless stuff, right? No, I'm not coming in there while you're doing all of this drinking, doing God knows what, Yah knows what, and you want me to come in it. Ain't no telling what could have happened. I'm just saying that's extra commentary, but hopefully y'all are following me. She's saying no. That's a whole nother topic within itself. There were times in my past where I felt like I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no. So because I was afraid to say no, things happened that I didn't really want to happen. Right? We have to take back our no. We have to own our no, and we have to be fearless in our no. Okay? Like Queen Vashti. Because again, we're talking about identity. We're talking about position. A yes that you don't mean can shift your identity, can shift your position. That's not of Yah. Does this make sense? A yes that you don't mean can shift your identity, can shift your position. I think that's enough on that one of what I'm trying to share, what I'm trying to say. Okay. These rules, man made rules, shifted her. It's like, I would love to know, like, after she left, how much better her life may have been. Like, because we just, oh no, Queen Vashti lost her. You know, Esther got in. We don't know what happened to Vashti after she left. She said no out of self-respect. You can't tell me in reading this it's not about a self-respect. All right. So again, we're talking about stolen positions. Stolen positions and unfair treatment that will shift identity, that will shift purpose or position purpose. Yeah. So that was about Vashti. The next one, we're good on time. So on my lunch break, I'm on my lunch break, okay? Where was that? I just looked it up. Ooh, oh, Exodus 2. Exodus 2. So this is when Moses was born. And again, we know that in that story, his mother was trying to protect him. And I do believe she like hid him for some months, okay? So for note's sake, if you all want to go back and I forgot. Hold on, let me see if I can check. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so we're on Restream over here, streaming to different platforms. Let me maximize that so y'all can see it. Boom, it's on the screen. And those of you who are right here on Facebook, if you want to see what I showed on the screen, you can watch the replay, go on over to my YouTube channel, and you will see it there. Okay. So chapter 2 is where you can read what we're going over now. And I'll read a little bit. So Moses is born is the top subject heading. And a man of the house of Levi went and took a wife, a daughter of Levi. So the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. See, yes, I was right. I was right. She hid him for 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she took an ark of bulrushes for him, dubbed it in with asphalt and pitch, put the like she made a basket, right? Put the child in it and laid it in the reeds by the river's bank. And his sister stood afar off to know what would be done to him. And then we go into the part where this is where do they give her a name? Was it Jacobed? Moses' mom. One second. I do believe. Oh, that's gone. Okay. Yeah. So the king in my footnotes to explain why she hid him. The king of Egypt thought it safe to let Hebrew daughters live, but I was right. See, Jochebed, Moses' mama, a resourceful daughter of Levi, and her daughter Miriam circumvented the king's plans, as had the midwives. Among women coming to wash or draw water at a well chosen spot along the river, a mother leaving a basket and a sister standing watching could escape attention. They might reasonably hope that the baby would be found. So that was just kind of like explaining why. Again, just like we just talked about with Vashti, Queen Vashti, these man made rules, these laws by people in power. Now, side note, in Vashti's case, the king was the one in power who disrupted her identity at the time. Pharaoh, or the king at the time, Pharaoh was the powers that be at the time who disrupted Moses' mom, Jochebed, disrupted her identity. Those were the two people. Those were the two people in these two stories who were in power. But get this, how many of us don't have a king that rules over us, a pharaoh that rules over us, and it's not something that's technically governmental, that's written in law, but we give power to people that can shift our identity, that can change our position. We sometimes have, and sometimes may still do, give power to the wrong people, so it shifts our identity. If I give power to Jingleheimer Smith over here, and Jingle over here keeps saying, well, Patricia, you're this, and you're this, negative things, listing negative things. If I give them power, that means, excuse me, that power that I've given them now is able to shift my identity, to shift my purpose, to change my position of my destiny. We got to watch who we give the power to. Does this make sense? So I just wanted to, hold on. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that as a side note, because the two women that I'm speaking about right now, these were the powers that be over them that shifted their identity, their purpose, their positions, right? So again, that's to kind of help explain why Jochebed hid Moses. And the reason why I say her identity was shifted, her purpose, her position was stolen from her, is because I'm this child's mama. You done made this rule to tell me that you don't want my child breathing anymore. So I got to do all these things that wasn't purpose for me from the original plan of the Most High God. You are stealing my position, my identity as mother, because of your rule, because of your law. So again, what is someone stealing from you that you gave power to that shouldn't have power in your life? Something that someone has said to you or done to you, and you allow that to hold power in your life. So now you're not walking as you're supposed to. You're not operating as the person, as the woman that the Most High Yah told you to walk as, because you gave power. This is that thing where it's like, and I mean, this is no judgment. Read the book. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. I do also have physical copies for those that are local. Yeah, okay. Read my story. I was there. I was there. Your feet are big. You shouldn't wear this. Mama, I need new shoes because my first love, my boyfriend at the time, told me my feet too big. We got to go buy new clothes. Because I believe that. I gave him the power. I gave him, like Pharaoh, like the king, these powers that be were making rules that shifted identity, that changed purpose and position. Oh my goodness. The times that I allow a man, I'm gonna just say a man, because most of my testimony has something to do with some man. I allowed them to have power to shift my identity. For the longest time, I was self-conscious about my feet. For the longest time, like I was like, I used to sing growing up, like it was take back your power. Take back your power. If it ain't the government and it's something you got to do, written, take back your power. And I speak right now to every person that watches this replay. If you are in agreement, just keep listening. To every single thing holding my brother or sister captive, every single thing, every single belief or lie or thought holding them captive, allowing them to give power to those who shouldn't be in power in their life, I cancel you now. They renounce it now. And if you want to speak that, I renounce the power that I gave. I cancel the power that I gave to this ex, to this current person, to my baby mother, to my baby father, to my mother, to my father, whoever you gave power to, who is using that power to disrupt your identity, cancel it now, renounce it now, and we are touching and agreeing. You no longer have power over them. You no longer have access to make rules to guide who they are, how they operate, what purpose they will have. You're canceled, you're blocked, and you're destroyed in Yahushua's name. Amen. And it is so. Moving on, because I'm telling you, you got to watch who you give power to. And just because it's not written on paper or as a contract, as we know, best believe they can still get that power. All you got to do is let them see you cry. Let them see you beg. Let them see you chasing after them after God didn't let them leave. If they let them leave, sometimes it could be temporary, but like I shared before, if that first husband wouldn't have left, I would have never left him. Never. I gave him all the power for my identity, for my purpose. You got to watch who you give your power to. You got to watch who you give your yes to. Right? So again, these two women, we talked about Vashti. Vashti's no, her walking in her truth, her identity, her confidence shifted her purpose, shifted her destiny, all of that, right? Now, of course, we know it was cool. We love Esther. Esther's our girl. That's a whole nother part of the story. But we're just talking about how these positions were stolen from these women because of who had the power. That's the message. That's the message. Who has the power is who can shift your identity. Vashti, who was, the king shifted her identity because he had the power. And now here we're finishing up with Jacobed. Pharaoh had the power, so he shifted her identity. I mean, she was still a mother, right? She was still a mother, but not in the sense that, not in the sense that was originally intended, if that makes sense. Because of the power. That's, thank you, God. Because excuse me, because that just gave me a new message. That just gave me a new way to look at what we're talking about here. Whoever has the power, who's the one who should have the power over our life? Who is it? Just put that in the comment section. Even if you're watching a replay, who should have all power over our lives? And if you answered God, the Most High Yah, you are correct. All right. As long as he has the power, he can allow us to walk in our true identity, right? Naked and unashamed, right? And that's another thing. That's another thing. There are times where people will have so much power over us, or have had so much power over us, where we feel like we can't be naked. Naked as in open, transparent, walking in confidence, walking in boldness. So, what would be the opposite of that? Putting on layers. Because this big head, big jaws, I don't know, this knucklehead, and a woman or man could be a knucklehead. So, go whichever way you've had issues in your past. This nothing blank about you, so now you don't do it anymore. Something that you supposed to be doing. Somebody says something to you and it made you put on layers. Here's a question. How many layers do you need to take off? Genesis 2:25, they were naked and unashamed. So many of us have put on layers and became ashamed. What layers do you need? Ask God. Ask the Father. What layers do I need to take off? What layers are holding me hostage? And these two examples with Jacob, Moses' mom, and Queen Vashti, right? In the book of Esther, these laws, these powers that be, made them put on layers. They were supposed to act a certain way, live a certain way, right? When we have those and I don't mean, let me do a disclaimer for people who want to, be extra. I'm not saying, oh, I can't be the speed racer that I need to be because the law says I gotta do the speed limit. That is not what I'm talking about. So there's the disclaimer in that, okay? Oh, well, the law said I can't steal, so I can't go and get these items from the store and ain't got to pay for it, so I can create my own business, my own store from these stolen goods. Okay, that is not what I'm saying. Disclaimer. Okay, bullseye, neon sign. That is not what I'm saying here. I am talking about the superficial, supernatural, emotional powers that we give to people that shift identity, position, and purpose, that make us put on layers because we listen to their lies, we ruminate and keep letting it play over and over and over again in our head, like, I can't be who I want to be. For the longest time, I mean, well into my adult years, I felt like I couldn't be the quirky Black girl that listens to white music, who liked white boys. Like, I mean, I love everyone, okay? But I'm saying I went through a phase where I had crushes on the white boys, and I would get picked on for that. I would get picked on for the music that I listened to. I would get picked on for the fact that I was a nerd, and now it's cool. So instead of me allowing myself to be who I was like, I felt ashamed. I felt like, oh man, people gonna make fun of me. So let me not be as Patricia as I want to be today. Let me water myself down. And just in case I didn't spend enough time on the Jacobin story, I wanted to just verbally say, to explain a little more. When I was talking about, he took her position of mother, because for those who haven't read it in a while or have never read it, what happens is, because she had to put him down the river, somebody else raised her child. Somebody else stole her position, stole her identity because of their power, because of their rule. So again, just to bring that home. We got to watch who we allow have power over our lives, because we never know that power that we gave them will shift who we are, will make us ashamed, will make us want to hide, will make us want to quiet down and become timid. And then it's like years down the road, you're like, dang, if I would have opened my mouth, if I would have walked 10 toes down, like, you know what I'm saying? Look at all this time I've wasted. It's sad, but it's okay. Because if you are breathing, if you are on this side of heaven, it is never too late. So every word you didn't speak, every walk you didn't take, every chance you didn't take, every act of boldness that wasn't done because of your fear, because of your shame, how about you do it now? What's stopping you now? What's stopping you? Right? That's my question. What's stopping you now? That's it. That's it. What's stopping you now? That's all I had. That's all I had. Because it's been like in my brain, like, oh no, I forgot to. Am I able to change that? Okay. All right. So I actually played with Restream today. Like, hopefully, like when I watch the replay, then I'll like know for sure. But um, yeah, that's my message today. And I'm speaking to myself too. I am speaking to myself too. I don't want to give not another person any power that can shift who I am, that can make me ashamed of who I am, what I was, what I have or don't have. Nobody else will allow me to walk in shame. So, in closing, let's remember our mission of Eden Moment Ministry: to be naked and unashamed. Strip the layers. Walk in your Eden, whatever that is for you. Walk in your Garden of Eden, naked and unashamed. And ask yourself those questions. Well, ask, God, and let Him reveal that to you. What layers do I need to remove from my life that's keeping me clothed and shamed? What do I need to do to become naked and unashamed? And then the other thing, who have I given power to that I need to take back power from? Who have I given power to that should not have power over my life? Who in my life have I given power to that has shifted my identity in the wrong direction? I'm going to repeat that. Who have I given power to? Who have I given power to in my life that I have allowed to shift my identity? My God given, my Yah given identity. And that's it. Them 2 points right there, right? Journal on it, reflect on it, pray on it. And also, again, another reminder, check the link in my bio. Wish I would have remembered that. I could have put that on Restream, but it's cool. Check the link in my bio on all platforms. /written lady, you'll see it, right? Go in there, download the free workbooks to start you off on the conversations with yourself. And then also the books on Amazon, right? Because you can get my testimony. And the journal. Yeah. Let us close in prayer. Abba Yah, thank you for this reflective conversation, this reflective teaching. I pray that everybody that comes across it will be touched in a supernatural way, will be touched in a supernatural way that can bring about healing, deliverance, and transparency. Healing, deliverance, and transparency. I pray that this video and the other videos that have been a blessing to people, that we can all start walking in our Eden moments where we are naked and unashamed. I pray that you will reveal to every brother and sister that has watched this video I pray that you will reveal to them those who they need to take back power from. I pray that you will reveal to them the layers that need to be removed. I pray that you will reveal to them every flaw, every disruption in their identity that needs to be adjusted, that needs your healing hand, that needs your heavenly touch to shift us, to shift them in that right direction. Allow every single person that has watched this teaching, that has watched this reflective lesson today, allow all of us to shift our direction in the purpose that you have for our lives and remove anything and anyone in our path that is blocking us from being naked and unashamed. In Yahushua's name, I pray. Amen.